5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
It's 108, it's 108, it's episode 108 of the podcast today. There was no sense of rhythm to that at all. 108, 108 days, keeps the doctor away, keeps the doctor away. This is the first time, maybe not, but I feel like it's the first time I've done this in the morning. Technically it's AM right now, which is rare for me. I felt like when I started this, which I feel like is like most things people start, like it's something I want to do consistently. They always think, this is something I want to do every morning. When I get up, I'm going to do this. Like if I'm trying to learn a new language, I'll do it for 20 minutes as soon as I wake up every single day. I'll never forget. Or like, I'll go gym in the morning every day if I want to start doing gym. Or like, shit like that. Learn an instrument. I'll do my 30-minute learning session every morning. But then it ends up, it's just never in the morning. Well, for me anyway. Like if I was to do any of those things, it would be things that are happening at like 11 p.m. at night. Like, fuck, we'll get my thing in today. And then you're just, that's basically how it goes most of these. Rushing into the last moments of the day. But in my mind, it was something I was going to do every single morning. And today's one of the only days I'm actually doing it in the morning. And that was mainly just because I had this out anyway because I was just doing a video for the main chan. And I thought, well, it's good. I'm here now anyway, so I might as well do this. In terms of like Twitter and stuff, usually I'm like scrolling into a screenshot and things. Usually, just like that'd be funny to talk about. That's something. But I've not been on Twitter or like looking at anything. Which obviously this sounds like, mate, it's not like I haven't been on it since yesterday, and it's the morning today, which sounds like, oh, well, that's just healthy actually. Or okay then, great. You're telling me good news, mate. You've not been on social media for at least 24 hours. Well done. But what I'm saying is when you do something like this every day, it's kind of vital too because you kind of need to know what's happening so you get kind of things to talk about, right? But I just have I like logged out of the account so the app's still on my phone. So I keep clicking on to like check when I realize I'm logged out. And I remember why I did that, which wasn't because I was like, I need to cut down on my hours or anything like that. It's because Chelsea lost to Wolves, and I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see the posts. I don't want to see the players post. I don't want to see the team posting like, oh, this one another loss. I don't want to see other people's opinions. Like I feel like I wish when like certain things happened, I could just like turn off. Something could just happen that could just turn off all the accounts that are tweeting out their opinions about this certain thing, because like obviously it's not like I only value my opinion, but it's just like constant negativity about something you're already negative about, and you just can't. You're just scrolling and just read it all, and it gets annoying and angry. It just compounds to the misery of the result, which you're already like pissed off about. This is like, if you follow football, you'll get it. Like I don't know if there's other stuff that is sort of similar outside of like not football, sorry, but like sports even. You'll get it. I'm trying to. Is there any like? Because you can be passionate about films or like other things, but I don't know if it's the same, if it does the same thing to people as sport does. And I don't know, it's just annoying. Like, you can't, and people are like, well, why do you even care? It's like, what do you mean, why do I even care so much? Like, why you think I choose to do this? It's such a weird thing to say. Like, you think this is an active choice. It's like, mate, if I could care less, maybe I would like to. Maybe I would prefer if a football match didn't just completely ruin my mood for an entire week. But it's like, you can't help it, it's just happening. I just do like it. What, they're just kicking around a bit of pigskin. It's not made out of pigskin anymore, mate. Like, grow up. It was kicking around a bit of pigskin for 90 minutes. A bunch of grown men diving on the floor. They're not real men. Real men diving on the floor acting like they're hurt. Bloody ridiculous. Kicking around a bit of pigskin. And it's like, mate, it's just what I like to do. Would you like to do? Watch birds through binoculars, like paint things that are just there. Like, why? You know what I mean? Why? Anything. Like, when anyone says something like that, it's like, what do you like? Are you like films? You like people walking around pretending to be something they're not being. For what? For why? A fake story doesn't exist. Oh, what? You like what? I don't know, mate. I can't think of literally anything else outside of films and football right now. So what's on my mind? But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I just got a little bit aggressive there, but yeah. Got a flight later today. Got the plane. It's so annoying because it's like it's not till. I think it departs at 10. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit late. For me, the ideal flight time, I mean, it depends how far you're going. Like, if you're going somewhere that's like 14 hours away, I've never been on a plane longer than 2 hours, I think. I feel like I've never been on a plane longer than 2 hours. Maybe I have, but I don't think so. I mean, I've only been on a plane like twice or three times, so I I don't know what I'm saying. Like, maybe out of the couple hundred times I've been on like a few times, and I don't think any of them have been longer than a few hours. And if you're thinking about it time zone wise, because sometimes you go somewhere and it's 2 hours, but really it's like 1 hour because you go there and then the hours jump back. So technically you've been on it for 2 hours. But anyway, we're not, that doesn't count. We're not thinking about this. We're just thinking about the actual time, how long you've actually been on there, right? Maybe it's different if you're going somewhere that's like 10 hours away or something. But I feel like for me, the ideal time to get on a plane, or like if I could choose the flight times, it would be like early morning. There's something nice about being really tired and walking through, and everyone's just kind of like zombies walking around, just like you're floating through. It's like, you get there, you get on the plane, you're just tired. I mean, I would say you sleep. I can't really sleep on a plane because I don't think I can sleep sitting upright. Maybe I could if I was really tired and I was on it for long enough. If I let my head against the wall, I could maybe. I don't know. It's not happened yet, so I guess for now I have to say no, I can't. But I guess I just need a couple more attempts. But if I was left on there long enough, right, and you deprived me of enough sleep, I would eventually sleep. So yeah. But yeah, I think early mornings, evenings apparently, and I feel like I don't like to fly at night time because I don't know, I like the idea of being able to look out the window occasionally if I'm by the window and seeing Wagwan. But yeah, I don't know. And in terms of like seats, like I'd ideally like one in the morning. How early? I like the idea of the pain of having to wake up. It's like 3 and like, fuck, we're so fucked type thing. I kind of like that. In terms of seats, obviously, if out of the three, the middle seat is hell, it's cancer, it's what no one wants. I think then I would actually, and even though like the long legs is an issue, the frog-like limbs are an issue with the chair in front. As long as it's not a long flight, I actually would like the window seat because I kind of realized looking out the window for me, I'm like a dog. Like it makes time go by. Like, yeah, you can download stuff to watch it on your phone, but I kind of realized I didn't really want to. Like, I had a podcast in, I was like half listening to, but I kind of just like, and maybe because it's still a bit of a novelty, but I just liked like when you're going over the ocean, bored. But like when you're going over land, like of a different place, like just looking at like, wow, the mountains are really big here, and just like, oh, that's a quite a big city. Or is it? Or is that a small city? Like, how far the ground are we right now? And just seeing how quickly we're just going over like different cities and towns and stuff. And all of a sudden we're here, and it's like, wow, time flew by, and I'm equating it to just looking out the window. It was like television for me. That was like Succession season 4. Is that even out? Yeah, I've never seen Succession, but it was good television basically. It was good, it was enjoyable. I was on the edge of my seat, I was watching. I was like, wow, it's just so interesting. We're literally just like in a tin can, just like shuttling through the air right now. It's just so crazy how we invented this thing. Just like looking at it all like, wow. And we're gonna land it. Just like it just feels like a miracle every single time a plane takes off and lands. But yet the success rate is so high. It's just like crazy, weird, and yeah. So I like the window seat. And I know you're like locked into the inside, so you got to like squeeze past people if you want to get out. But I'm not gonna pee on the train. I'm not taking any fluids. And like I said, I've only done short flights. So for short flights, I like being locked in there. And also, I would much rather just not drink anything, be stuck in here, and know that no one's gonna ever have to ask me to walk past, tap me on the shoulder, or anything like that. Instead of having to be instead of having to like, get up and if you're down for other people, it's just annoying, right? That being said, I can easily see how a long flight, the aisle, because the legs, you need to just not even have them stretched out the whole time, but just occasionally be able to go, oh my God, I needed that. To the aisles there. I guess if you need to go bathroom, I see the pros. You haven't got to ask anyone, you can just go. You haven't got to like squeeze past anyone. I can see look, either one is good. And on the way back, I got the aisle. On the way here, I had the window. So like, I'll get the best of both worlds. I get to try them out. Like the fear. Like I didn't go to uni. I didn't even apply to any. But I can imagine the sort of feeling you have when you finally get the email or the letter that says if you got in or not, and you're like kind of reading it, and no one reads it. They kind of just like scan for the keywords, like we are, you've been successful, like looking for like successful, or like unsuccessful this time, or consideration, or like it's with great happiness, whatever they say, right? You're kind of just looking for like, and then just before your eyes like find the word you need to lock in and then read the sentence as a whole. So like, if you got in, the warmth that like covers your body, like the whole hair stand up, the whole thing you get, you know that feeling, the whole like, it's the exact same feeling I got when I got sent the boarding pass thing, like checking what the letter was. Fear, absolute fear. The last thing I have on, I know I got two things. That one of those things is kind of hard to explain, so I guess I'll save that for a future moment. Don't want to pause the thing. I guess I can talk about the undercover nonce cop, which I was going to say yesterday, but I didn't. All right, how do I explain this? So, well, it's actually that hard to explain. Undercover cops, undercover police, people who go undercover to like catch people, I don't know, selling drugs, supplying drugs, whatever, growing drugs, whatever they're doing, it's usually drug related or whatever, and they go in there, they pretend to be like some crackhead, they like mess their hair up, they'll get all dirty, they'll go in there like, hey, I'm jonesing for something, I'm so itching for it, and then they'll go in there and they'll get given some shit, right, and then they'll be like, you're under arrest, sir. And they'll be like, what? You liar, you pig. And basically, True Geordie, he was talking about a guest he has on, right? Who does uncover policing to catch paedophiles. Right, so you can see where this is going. Like, I think she was like 22 at the time when doing it, but quite short, youngish face, right? So would like wear children's clothing, or young clothing, look like a kid. I guess like text people who are like potential pedophiles. They'd be like, yeah, meet me outside the school. She said she was 12 or whatever. She would go there, right? And, catch a predator, right? They would show up and be like, hey, you're a kid, right? And she'd be like, yeah, I'm a kid. And then he would be like, great, let's go. And then she would be like, you're under arrest. And it's like, imagine that, firstly, from her point of view, right? I'm pretending to be a kid. This is, you've just met a pedophile face to face who's like, you've caught them red-handed. They're like, exposed, like they're just blatantly there telling you without knowing you're a police officer, telling you like all this fucked up shit, right? And you're just there and it's like, I guess it's maybe, I don't know how dangerous pedophiles are really, but I guess it's like you maybe feel more scared for your life in a sense, of like going into like some crack den or something. But it can't be a nice job, let's just say that. But then also, this is like kind of a dark thought, but you imagine it from her perspective, imagine it from his perspective. This guy, this little fucking sewage dweller, right? This little fucking little creep, right? In his mind, he thinks, "Oh, children, I don't know. I don't know why I all think. In my head, that's how they think in their head, right? Imagine it. Okay, forget the nonce thing. Imagine thinking you're interacting with a child, in an innocent sense. You're at your I can't think of a fucking example. Where would you even see children if you don't have them? They're like, you're like just smoking and you see like a 6-year-old walk down the road and you don't think much of it, and so you're smoking somewhere where it's like illegal to smoke or something, or have possession of certain drugs, or you're doing certain drugs. You just see a 6-year-old like, oh, this ain't deep, and all of a sudden the 6-year-old walks up to you, looks at you, and you're just thinking, scram, kid, scram. You're just chilling. Scram, girl. I don't know why it's a 1950s movie, like scram. And then all of a sudden she's like, you're under a fucking arrest. And she pulls out fucking handcuffs and you're like, I thought, like, imagine, in your head you're looking at a 6-year-old right now. All of a sudden their voice comes. I don't know why they've also got like fucking deep voice as well. But like, so like, as a paedophile, like, you can only imagine the sinking, like, his whole life, just like as what he thought was an infant. I don't know what I'm saying. It's pretty dark topic to bring up. But I just thought, like, what a fucking fucked up job that is. Crazy job. From both sides of things, it's like insane. And also, she would like go into like prisons and speak to, what was it? She'd go into prison and speak to pedophiles to know what they were like or something, or speak to victims, was it? And no, what is like, she spoke to somebody and it's like, full on doing method acting to get into character here, to be like a kid. It's like, you was one, do you don't remember? And just strange. She would also write, also, what is crazy is I think she speaks about like having to sleep with these people in certain aspects. And it's like, why do you have to go that far? Like, in my head, once you've met them up, you've exchanged their text messages, and you kind of catch them in the act of meeting the person, they say like a couple incriminating words, bang, you can get the handcuffs out. Why do you have to go the whole way? Get them to like do the full-on deal. And also, I bet you don't even get paid that much. You have to literally sleep with pedophiles in order to get them sent to prison. I guess maybe they get bigger sentences if they go that far with it, and you want them to get sent for life. You don't want them to get sent on a smaller charge, maybe. So you have to go the whole way. But like, what a job that is, man. Like, God, man, that must fucking suck. I guess maybe you feel a sense of pride in it as well, because you're like being like a little superhero or something. Fucked. But, oh man, it's like, you're definitely not getting paid that. Or maybe she got paid bank, I don't know. But still, like, it wouldn't feel like enough, would it? But yeah, that's such a fucked up topic. But like, it's also kind of just interesting to think about, man. Well, yeah, 17 something, 18 something. What was this? 10? I want to say this was 108, which means I'll see you in 109.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like,